willing to do to make our dreams come true. Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamarae. He put his life on the line for us all, and for the truth the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? For the master, master teacher. Freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn, so come from earth we may be, but we are life-born spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring it master teacher. Bring it freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring it master teacher. Bring it freedom for the master, master teacher. 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 Freedom for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to lock brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down to make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult. There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do everything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. And how about you? For the master, master teacher. Freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn, so come from earth we may be, but we are life-born spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring the master teacher. Bring the freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring the master teacher. Bring the freedom for the master, master teacher. 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 Freedom for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on.
Freedom,
They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished.
freedom.
They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to divide brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down and make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult. There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our
He's
opposition?
been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamarae. He put his life on the line for us all. And for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. And how about you? For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, bring it master teacher, bring it freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, bring it master teacher, bring it freedom for the master, master teacher, 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 freedom for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to rob brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down to make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult. There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamarae. He put his life on the line for us all, and for the truth the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. How about for the master, master teacher, freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn, so come from earth we may be, but we are life on spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, bring it master teacher, bring it freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, bring it master. teacher, freedom for the master. Master 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 teacher, freedom for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to lock brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down to make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult.
Bring home now, bring home now. It's freedom, master teacher, freedom, master teacher. Bring home now, bring home now. It's freedom, master teacher, freedom, master teacher.
There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do everything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our
He's
opposition?
been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, 'cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all. And for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master. 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 Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn, we come from earth, we may be, but we are life on spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Bring the master teacher, bring the freedom for the master. Master teacher.
Ukhabu Ame Mushkasum Nakokado Kawan Kale Wafat Nak Jowefa Paut Ame Wase Ame Aratni Kabun Laye Bakore Jowefa Paut Anuki Yabe Nafashni Pa Paut Kawun Anuki Pa Paut Kado Nakok Kado Pa Paut Amon Nakok Amon. Rahubat Moisar, welcome to another Wahub Pa Kayat student teachers class of the Master Teacher Pa Nabab Yanun. My name, Ranan Kawun, is Usia Ka'areye. I'm a student teacher of the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Kobina Zedjog, effectively known as Baba Ya Nun, Baba Avatara Ya Nun, who's our incarnated deity in flesh for this day and time. Every 24,000 year cycle, there's a renewal of our information and our way of life as children of the ancient ones. And they send a warning and a guide to guide us back to our supreme state as supreme beings on this planet. So this avatar in flesh, that's his job, his role. And he's been doing that for over 50 years now, teaching, raising us in degrees, okay? For those who are new, I'm just gonna quickly encapsulate into a very short period of time. We went through different degrees of schools, and from those degrees of schools led us to our eventual transformation into our connection with our ancestors, who are the ancient ones known as the Nateru, or nature, basically, the elemental forces, who personify in the body and flesh of the ancient Africans that walked the planet. Okay, and then we are their children. We are their actual descendants on this planet. Okay, as student teachers, we do our best to convey the information and the knowledge and the right information, and not to leave you confused, because we don't want to do that. We want to make sure when you leave here, you say, I got a piece of that puzzle. Okay, so this is a question answer class which the master teacher formulated this format many years ago, and we've been continuously, consistently keeping it up, the tradition. Okay, so it's a Q&A for today. I haven't done any topic. We do topic classes as well, but today's a Q&A, so you have your opportunity, okay, to ask all your questions, all the things that you were wondering and wanted clarity about and didn't know, and you know, it's your opportunity now, and I'll do my best as student teacher to answer them. Okay, so anyone first? Greetings, my brother.
Okay, sit one. Oh yeah, what you see different colors, do they have power and meaning like in different colors? In different colors have like powers or
Okay.
what meaning, what do different colors mean?
Of course. First and foremost, know that there's 3 primary colors. Okay. There are 3 primary colors originally were
especially now. Because where is our
an illumination coming from the darkness. Because what happens is that, just for instance, imagine friction. Yeah, when you cause friction, or when metal or something touches an object and there's that friction, that spark, that is your light. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's a spark of energy in existence, and that state of existence of darkness. Does that make sense? Yeah? So then that produces another state. And within that prism of white light, you have what they refer to as the spark of energy in existence. You know, the nanometers. There's a particular spectrum. That's it. Yeah, that's the thing you tell that. There's a visible spectrum of light, which we refer to as red, gold, amber, orange, etc. Yeah, that's what your visible eyes can. Your spiritual eye, or your eye that's not is sensitive to other frequencies, can pick up on them. Yeah. And those frequencies, other animals can pick up on them. If you know, a snake can pick up on infrared light. Bees can pick up on ultraviolet. You understand? And they gravitate to flowers, etc., based on that. So it's all about schemes, moods, vibrations, and frequencies. Yeah. So if just read that a little bit on. So as it says, each color on its own is a unique property in creation. And what you have to understand is creation is not existence. There's a difference. People automatically think that when we talk about creation, or creation is mentioned, that was the very first point of everything. Creation means to grow. Okay? Okay, so things grew in darkness. If you're about to grow a plant, you put it in the soil in darkness, which is something, and then it germinates. Yeah, so everything grows in darkness, and then it manifests in the light. Oh, yeah, yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Okay, you have a question, Elder?
Rahubat Zamal, before you go on, your camera, could you just adjust it?
Well, can I be small?
That's better. That's better.
I'm trying to prop it up with something. Could someone get someone heavy to prop up this?
And Bree had a hand up on Zoom for a while.
Wow, okay. So let the elder ask the question, and Bree, you're next. I do promise. Okay, we'll get to you. Elder, please ask your question.
You were saying black is the combination of all colors?
All colors, that's right, and all frequencies, sounds. Yeah.
That is very inspiring. But it triggers a question: what does it mean, the triple darkness?
Triple darkness.
Yeah.
Okay. When you look at triple darkness, you can look at it as a state. These are different states, okay, coming from. So I'll give you another analogy. So just trying to prop this up. Sorry, Zoom audience. Okay. That's better. Hopefully this statue don't fall, you know. Right, so you have, for instance, your mother's womb, okay, is a state of darkness. When you're in this planet Earth, when you're born into this planet Earth, the planet Earth is in a state of darkness in the solar system. You understand? And then when you come out of the planet Earth, you're in the galaxy, which is another state of darkness. So these are triple darknesses, as one example.
Can you go through it again? I didn't really catch it at all.
Your triple darkness, the state of triple darkness, okay, your mother's womb.
Right.
Yeah, that's one state.
One state, okay, all right.
Yeah, when you're on the planet Earth, The planet Earth is not in some other place, it's in space.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you understand? So that's another state of darkness. And then from there, you go to the galaxies and the universe. That's another state
Oh,
of
that's another
darkness.
level.
Exactly.
Okay.
So these are the triple darknesses, yeah, or space, matter, and time.
Space, not really time. Right.
Okay?
Oh, we're getting heavy now.
Yeah, we're getting heavy. Don't listen to the people here.
I want to ask you a question. You know, in the Bible that it said that God created day and night, yeah? How come we come around this part of the world and the night over this world, we're around the created day and night? How come different day in this country and night out there in the country?
That's precisely why we know that God is not the all-knowing. Because of the mere fact that in the Bible, it's a limitation on the powers of this particular being. If there are one state where he can see day and night. In order for you to see day and night, you have to be on the planet. So he couldn't have been outside of the planet creating the heavens and the earth. He must have been here because he saw that it was good. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these time zones that were created, okay, were a reflection of the alteration of the planet Earth, which then created a time zone. What I mean by the alteration of the planet Earth is that many thousands of years ago, just cutting it short, or millennia ago, there was an incident that happened in this solar system where a craft, which was 3.5 times larger than Earth, which many people know today as Nibiru, okay? It traversed this solar system, and at that time, there was planets that were still forming and realigning themselves in where they're the position they're in now. One of the planets was known as Neptune, okay? And the craft that was traveling, it got caught up in the electrical field of Neptune, and it veered itself off and then careered into, at that time, what we know today as the planet Earth was known as Tiamat or Tamtu, okay? And this planet was actually 3.5 times the size it is now. So Nibiru crashed into this. So you can imagine how big Nibiru is. Yeah. If Tiamat, the Earth, was 3.5 times. Nibiru then hit Earth, Tiamat, and cut off portion of it, which became your asteroid belt. And then what they had to do is they had to reshape the planet, reform it, put new life on the planet, stock it with life so that the Earth doesn't die and the ecology and the ecosystem will flourish again. Exactly. So these 4 wings were put into place to then bring that back, okay? And the beings that were set to look over it, those who you know as your Anunnaki and your Natharu, who now look over this planet and watch and keep it. Not to say that other forces or extraterrestrial beings haven't then visited the planet. Yeah, because they have.
Okay, you see extraterrestrial ships, can they shipshape in planes?
Can crafts,
shipshape into airplanes?
if they can change into aeroplanes, is that what you're asking?
The reason why I asked that because you know in Egypt they got pictures of airplanes and
right,
like the helicopters.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Neb in Brookston. Neb.
Okay.
Yeah, because
I'm familiar with Neb.
Yeah. This Ethiopian. Yeah, I know him over 30 years. I've been in information for 31 years. The reason why I asked that because he's saying that sometimes if they come, they can shipshape them to shape.
Shape.
Shapeshift. They can shapeshift into other crafts. Yeah, I mean, the elements of what you're saying is right and exact, but regarding our brother Neb, you would have to ask him to clarify a bit more because Neb doesn't practice what we teach these days. So I can't really speak for him. You understand? Okay. But yeah, in reference to what Neb has been taught by partner Babi Anun and what he's learned and studied, crafts come interdimensionally. Some crafts are actually here. The reason why, how you know they're here is that they're aerodynamic. So aerodynamic means that the forces of this planet It has to, the craft has to be shaped in a way to be able to glide through the air. That's why when you see some crafts, they look aerodynamic. Yeah. However, there are crafts that are orbs, square shape, etc. And some of them can create the illusion of looking like airplanes. You with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like Nibiru. Nibiru is spinning, but it's actually a cube. But when it's spinning, it appears to look like a circle or an orb. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes it.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to know about the. I've been trying to deal with this for years, but basically.
Zamal, before you go, Bree, I did forget you. Sorry, my fault. Bree, please ask your question and unmute your mic, and then we'll come back to you, my brother.
Rahubat Musa.
Boy, Rahubat, Zamal.
Yes, I'm out. So, my question is regarding the light. I don't want to get into details much about my vision, but I guess I want to know what it means to see Baba and the beings that inhabit him, like and that green light around Baba. What does it mean to see that? And also to see that
Sorry, Bree,
green.
backtrack a bit. Are you saying that you've seen Baba Yanun, or you're saying that when you see him, what's the green light around him? Is that what you're asking?
Yes, the green light around him when I see him, and also the blue as well in other occasion, and then the other occasion was it the red. What does it mean?
That's what I'm asking, to clarify your question. Is it something that you have personally seen?
Sure.
Wawe, I am not able to personally give you an answer for that because that's a vision that is to you. However, know that Yanun, he exhibits a green light, a healing light. That's Yanun's color. However, yeah, so the color green itself, okay, is known as a glitch. Okay, this glitch happens when a being, an avatar, incarnates and causes a glitch in the fabric of space and time. So this particular being, Yanun, the color really is an etheric, like purple, dark violet color. But when it comes into this realm, the color changes to green. Do you follow?
Sure.
Okay. However, with the other colors that you've mentioned that you had your personal experience with and seen, I'm unable to answer that for you. That's something that will eventually probably reveal itself and you have more clarity and understanding. And tatakira for.
And next question I want to ask you about the red and the blue, because I've been looking at the first police force ever to be come into play is in 1826 in Scotland. That's why it was Scotland. Yeah. But what confusion? How come they got like the red and blue sign, the ambulance red and blue, if even the taps got red and blue? Because I know, and even in their Jesus got red and blue as well. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, there's a lot of correlation and ties that you're trying to work at together.
No, what I'm saying is that you see Jesus, yeah, the white Jesus got red and blue, you got red and blue.
Yeah.
And the first police force was created in Scotland in
That's
1826.
Right. Okay, yeah.
And also, in there, and also Scotland was one of the first people to get the first Bible, because basically I got King James Bible, which I got about 2 years ago, and it's from 20 something. And when I looked at it, I was like, this is the Bible. And I had to look at the side of King, and had a King James, but I'm gonna try and get it. I left out my friend who's got that.
So what's your question, Zama?
The question is the red and the blue. What is it? The red and blue and the siren and the ambulance.
I mean, these are
symbols. There must be some sort of symbols.
They're symbols, but they're also what you have to understand about colors, right?
Yeah.
Colors cause the brain and the mind to react in particular ways. And also they secrete, it allows the brain or the certain portions of the brain to secrete hormones. You with me? So when you're dealing with, for instance, the color yellow, I'll give you an example of color yellow. It's a calming color. Yeah, it's also a color where you're intellectual and you give off that color. Certain colors like green, people say go into nature because it calms you down. Yeah. So blue and red, red is an alarm, it's an alarming color. So it gets you to react. That's why they show fire. Fire is red. You understand? So anything that's dangerous, hazardous, etc., is usually given the code as red, as in code red, which means danger or emergency. Does that make sense? Yeah. With the color blue, it's the fastest frequency that comes into this realm, into this atmosphere. Okay. So it's just the colors that your body reacts to. You with me? And has a higher state of alertness. You know, for instance, TV screens, or sorry, the monitors and TV and mobile phones. What do they emit? Blue screen, a blue light. Yeah. And what does it do for your eyes when you're constantly staring at this blue light? It keeps you in an alert state, an awoke state. You with me? And then, I mean, the further on product of that is that your melatonin doesn't secrete. It actually inhibits your melatonin from secreting.
I don't say every single time that I've been on holiday 4 times this year.
That's nice.
Yeah,
you can. Oh, right, for you, man, like flying away. So that's why you can pay for some my holidays too.
Yeah, but I've been overseas. I just say, you know,
Where's my ticket?
But what I mean,
Just local, yeah, local
I've
holidays.
been on holiday in the countryside about
Right.
4 times a year, but even when I went to see my doctor, this is a white doctor, he must have been around in his 30s. He goes, Stephen, you know what? You're one of the fittest people I ever come across in your life. So I laughing, like, we made me about laugh.
Okay.
He said, I never see, we took blood, a sample, and everything is perfect. I said, no, but I got headache. But he said that there's something between me and countryside. When I come out of London, peace. When I'm in London, there's chaos for some reason. And like, people affect my aura, and it's just I can't explain it. I have to try with my son one time because he's gifted. He's got his 6th sense. That's why I said to him, but you saw your power because he's been gifted. I don't know.
Stephen, not to cut you,
what?
but out of all due respect, what's your question?
Okay, the question is that why is it that people prefer like natural lives to me? I prefer that. It only happened technically. I would prefer the countryside than the chaos in the city.
Well, as I stated earlier,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
for your mental well-being, for clarity and vision, people take walks. Normally when they take walks, they go to the garden or to the park.
Yeah.
Nature has a way of calming the mind. You see what I'm saying? Okay, because it irradiates some form of energy, which your brain picks up. And then, like I said to you before, there's certain hormones, okay, that are then released in your body. That chemistry produces a relaxing effect on your being. Contrast that to when you're in the city, where there's so much going on and agitation and distractions, okay, various frequencies, and that's the other thing, there's hardly any frequencies in the countryside. Yeah. Trees absorb electromagnetic frequencies. That's their job as plants. They actually absorb electromagnetic frequencies. So when you're in a city where there's hardly any vegetation or, you know, trees, etc., okay, that doesn't allow that effect to take place. So you're constantly in an agitated state. Your brain is constantly in a hyper state. You with me? Yeah. And now to relax that, that's what we have these practices that the master teachers advocated for us to practice, the meditations and other aspects and chanting and playing certain tones, because these help release those chemicals and produces harmony. Yeah. I see you, my sister. Yeah, producing that harmony in that state is your hormone being able to then recalibrate itself fully by way of your DNA and also repair DNA. Certain hormones help you to repair DNA. Does that make sense? Yeah. So in the countryside, you're going to get beneficial effects in the cities and countries and the hustle and bustle, work and all of that, yeah, you're not going to get that effect as much. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, my sister.
I would like clarification on the forces of nature, because you mentioned that the netters are forces of nature.
Okay.
And so I think about the Dogara of Burkina Faso, the Dogon of Mali, the Voodoo and Hoodoo of America.
Mhm.
And I was wondering about these netters. Did it all come from there? Is it all the same thing? Did it start with the netters and they just give it a different name?
That's precisely what's happening. They are elemental forces. And these elemental forces, we named them as the name of one of the places that we resided, which was Tamare. Ta, earth, ma'a, water, reye, sun, or fire. So these energies, you see what I'm saying, are within you as guiding forces. And the manifestation of them is through your actions. Does that make sense?
How can we use those to improve our daily life?
Okay, okay.
Meladoma Some, he talked about, Meladoma Some, he talked about how in Burkina Faso, the Dagara, they did rituals there for everything you can think of. Agreed to the fact that he had like 3 master's degrees, 2 PhDs. They're actually using the forces of nature to improve their lives.
Exactly.
So that's what I was.
We are natural nature beings, first and foremost. What's been happening is we've been taken out of our natural environment and placed in an environment, and as the master uses the analogy of an animal, you see what I'm saying, or a creature like a tiger or whatever, taken out of his natural environment and placed in an unnatural environment, it will only do unnatural things. You see what I'm saying? Or subsist of unnatural things. So yes, part of that is connecting with natural nature's forces, which we have been calling certain names through the ages. You with me? What's happened is that there's been infiltration of negative forces as well. So when you look into certain practices, spiritual practices, you also get that aspect where, for instance, the Buddha would have alcohol and bloodletting. That is because you have certain forces or entities that subsist of that. You understand? And then you have natural nature forces who don't use that in order for you to uplift yourself or connect with the divine. Because these certain forces that subsist of you, they're leeching your soul. That's what they're doing. They're utilizing your body to extract soul, your energy, your pure essence, so that they're able to then use that to open up certain realms, because your soul is a dimensional being. It can actually be used to open portals. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is what's taking place. So we teach about natural nature, and our ancestors, Panataru or Netiru, they're the ones that we've connected ourselves to. And through their guidance and us raising ourselves in frequency and vibration, they're able to communicate with us. Sometimes it might be verbally, sometimes it might be certain things that happen in your life. You have to look at these synchronicities and these significances in your life, how it patterns to your life, and then act on it. The most important thing is acting on that, what you feel is going to benefit you and ultimately benefit your generation and your race and humanity. Does that make sense? Okay. Any questions? Any other questions?
What I wanted to know is that you see that the master teachers come to raise black people. Is it just black people, or is it any other nations as well when they're part of this organization?
Anyone who accepts WU-SABAT, okay, and dealing with the forces of nature, natural nature, they can be a part of this, because it's about dealing with natural nature's forces and acceptance of that and the advocates of it. If you start to then apply certain things which is unnatural, then you're going to go to the order of things with me. So we are about the order of things. And in doing that, we align ourselves with natural nature's forces, because natural nature's forces are the guiding principles in our lives. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Can I say one thing as well?
Of course you can. Go ahead.
You see that you're saying that there's some people that which we got power to open up different realms. If I opened up like a lot of realms over the year, how
How do you close? How do you shut them, or how do you control it? Okay, you see your chakras. What do you know the word chakra? What it means?
No.
Okay, it means no. That's right. It means whirling vortex. Okay, so this whirling vortex, these are actually portals into your being. So every time you have an excitement or a stimulation, do you with me, negative or positive, it opens up those chakras. You with me? Whether it's a stimulant that you're taking, which is adverse to your body, or something that's helping your body, yeah, these are portals that open. And then beings that work on that frequency or exist in that realm, dimensional realm, they align themselves. This is what you know as resonance frequency. Yeah, an example of resonance frequency. Who's had an experience where a truck is passing by their home or house and then their glass in their chest starts to shake?
Yeah.
Okay, that's because the glass resonance has met the vibration of the truck. So hence the frequency has been matched. That's resonant frequency. You understand? So the same thing applies with you as well as a being. You know, when you meet someone and say, yeah, man, me and them, we resonate with each other. You know, we just click. Yeah, we're resonating because you're on the same frequency. So beings that are on a lower frequency, they want you to drop your frequency so that they have an access into your being and control and live through you. That could be external elemental forces, negative ones, or positive, or internal, which means they're in your blood, your DNA, your ancestors, your relatives. They also have a way to influence the way you think and behave. You understand? And then they can say, come on, Stephen, do that thing. And then you think, oh, it's just your rational thought and thinking. It's your own mind that's decided this. And then you go and act on it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, Stephen? Okay.
I don't mean to change the topic. One more question that who were the 12 tribes of Israel? Did they come from Egypt?
The 12 tribes of Israel, did they come from Egypt?
Oh, no, that's what I want to know. That's it.
That's what you want to know.
That's very important.
Okay.
I'm trying to get out things out.
So the 12 tribes of Israel, okay, they are descendants of Jacob, okay? But remember, these tribes, they lived in Egypt, okay? They are descendants of Abraham. Abraham was a Chaldean, a Babylonian, dark skin, woolly hair to straight curly hair. So these were your Babylonians. If you go onto any relief or monument in the British Museum or other museums around the world, and you go into the Babylonian section, you see how the Babylonians looked, how they depicted them. They had curly hair, yeah, etc. Understand? Broad nose, broad lips. So they were of Negroid features. So they were dark skin, woolly hair, and of African descent. Does that make sense? Yeah. So Abraham, that's how he looked. I'm getting to your thing. So what happened was Abraham's descendants through Ishmael and Isaac, they sojourned or lived in Egypt for over 430 years. Ishmael, his mother chose an Egyptian wife for him. So the lineage of Ishmael is African because we're not dealing with a paternal DNA, we're dealing with a maternal DNA known as the mitochondria DNA. So it's through the female that all genes are supposed to connect it to. That's your lineage, is through your mother. It's not actually through the father. You mean because the female records your lineage and your ancestry in her DNA. Does that make sense? Yeah. So when the Israelites were living in Egypt, a lot of them mixed in with the Egyptians. Okay?
What color were they?
They were dark skinned, some of them were mixed. So when they left Egypt, they had acquired all the ways and lives and customs of Egypt. Think about it. You probably lived how long of your life? in the UK? So how long have you lived in the UK or been born in the UK? Born here, right? That's about maybe 50, 60 years. Yeah. Okay. Now, in that space of time, how many British or European things have you applied to your existence and your way of life? You'll pretty much say I'm British, right? Yeah. Exactly. So likewise, if you've lived there 430 years in Egypt, what are you? You're pretty much African.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, one more thing. How did Egypt lose power and come down from people to take over or the court?
I don't think I've answered Rahubat. I don't think I've answered all your the Israel question yet. Okay, so being that they then under certain rulership, they then left, but they had the customs with them when they left, the traditions and everything with them when they left, the culture, the clothing. So some of the similarities of stories that you now hear in the Bible is actually Egyptian stories.
Yeah.
Just it's been masked. You with me? It's been masked up. So you don't see, for instance, when you're saying Moses, the word Moses, if you add the word Tahuti or Thoth to it, you get Thutmose. Yeah. You can find Thutmose, but you can't find Moses. You see what I'm saying? In Egypt. So Thutmose or Tahuti-Mose was this character that was with the Pharaoh and did these things, you know, great miracles, as they say. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. So when they left, they were now really African stroke Israelites. And then they got, yeah. But let me finish because there's others in the room that also need the clarity as well. Okay. So these Israelites, when they left and they met and they were introduced to their God of their Bible, which was Yahweh, know that this was another section of extraterrestrials. Yeah, so they were no longer under the protection of the ancient Egyptian deities. They were now under the protection of Yahweh. And this Yahweh ties into the Anunnaki. Okay? And this is where the Anunnaki, who were the ones responsible for creating the Adamites in the first place. So the covenant was made with Abraham. Remember what a covenant is? A covenant is a promise. And then Abraham went even further to make a flesh covenant, which means he circumcised all his children and all the males in his thing. In his clan, Tawata. Yeah. So they were all then made a promise and like a signature, a seal. That's right. That we are going to be under your protection. Yeah. Okay. So those are the Israelites. But the Ishmaelites now, they also mixed in with the thing under Esau. Esau took a wife of the descendants of Ishmael and produced different children. So from that, the Adamites and the Ishmaelites ended up mixing, but they still maintain certain traits of the African seed. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. And then following all the way down, just trying to build the picture, your Yeshua came out of that clan, that seed, under Joshua. Sorry, not Joshua, I'm talking about. Under Judah. Yeah? So Judah was from the tribes of Kedah and others. And through that mixture produced the children that Yeshua said he came for.
Yeah, but okay, is that including Selassie? I don't believe it.
No, it's not including Selassie I. Selassie I or Selassie was actually married into the family of the descendants of Menelik. Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't actually one of the children or descendants of Menelik. You understand? He was a governor of a place, a province called Sidano in Ethiopia. Yeah. And then he married into the family. And then he was crowned emperor. Yeah. So he's worked his way up. So it was not no conquering line of Judah. And all of that kind of stuff. Just putting it out there, just making sure.
One last thing I'll say. Is it true that Selassie killed Blanchard father?
Is it true? Yeah. Has Dr. York said it? Then it's true. What? No, I'm just saying. I read it. It's in Haile Selassie Christ. It's in that book where he breaks down that his father was set up. Yeah, his father was set up. Yeah, that's right. That's what happened.
Because they knew his coming.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Is there any questions online? No questions online from Zoom? Huawei, okay. Mugda.
How to phrase my question? In the context of return to African consciousness, was it significant when Haile Selassie went to Jamaica? For the Rastafarians, it seems to be. But in the wider, can't find the word, but
Pan-African? Wider conscious community?
was it somehow historically significant? You know, because I believe that I understand in a way that African people are becoming, of the diaspora, are returning consciously or spiritually or culturally back to Africa. So, according to that journey, then, was it significant for Haile Selassie to visit Jamaica?
No. How can I put it? To understand it more clearly, I'd have to read his book to understand. But the significance of it, it wasn't very significant. In the eyes of those who saw him as the Nagus Nagast, the conqueror of conquerors, emperor, etc., then it was for them. It was important for them. You with me? So not to take away from the significance is that he was still a Nagaru. He was still somebody that the Rastafarians looked up to as a deity, and he was not in the image and likeness of the Mukasu or Caucasian race. So you can look at that as a positive. You with me? The other aspects of what he stood for, he wasn't really checking the Rastafarians. You with me? He didn't really acknowledge them. But due to what Marcus Garvey had prophesized or has stated, that's the prophecy that they base it on.
Right.
You with me? Look to the east, for kings shall be crowned.
Right.
You see me? So because now that Haile Selassie took the stage of being crowned, but you have to understand something. If Babylon is the great beast, why allowing the whore or the prostitute or the queen of Babylon, Queen Elizabeth, to crown the king? Because that's what gave him his power. You with me? Did you know that?
No, the Queen of England.
The Queen of England. The Queen of England gave the power for him to become, because he ran away to Bath when there was an actual civil war, and the Queen of England took him in. So why is God, conqueror, Lion of Judah, running to the beast, Babylon? That's the question you have to answer the rest of the parents. Okay, I see you, my sister, and then there's nothing online still, is there? This might be something in the chat. Oh, my sister.
I wanted to know if you could talk more about the quantum and subatomic.
Well, you're going deep.
Because I read stuff like Michael Talbot and Reginald Crossley, and they talk about how wave and particles change their form based on observation.
That's right.
So, could you explain what that means for us?
In the simple terms. In baby terms.
How do we conceptualize that, and then how can we use that? Because that's how do you feel if it's true? Know
that when you're talking about have you heard of the principle of now?
What?
Now, as in right now I'm talking with you. But you know, in the future it's also a now, because I'll still be talking with you. And as we've just spoken in the past, if you go to the past, I'm still talking with you. You with me? So the only thing that really is in existence is now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Past or future is still happening. Does that make sense? So it's still now. So with the particle effect, particles, they seem to move because they're moving into a space of your awareness. Does that make sense? And because they move into the space of awareness, they can appear like they're not place or in that place, because they're all in now. Are you following? Does that make sense? You sure? Or maybe I should look at another. Yeah, you're not. Okay.
No, just to add to what.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm thinking of myself now.
Okay.
A frame of pictures that already exist.
Exactly. I'm just gonna give that. Yeah, that's right.
You know, time, it's just already there.
It's already there. Like, okay. Thank you for that, because I was going to jump onto that and explain, and also I was going to explain about how you can see now in your mind's eye. But before we go there, as the brother was saying, you know, when you watch a movie, right? Are you aware? Okay, you know, you have a little picture and you draw little stickmen and they're moving. Yeah. The only way they can move is if you're flicking the page. So as you flick the page, that's what they used to call a movie flick. If you ever heard the term movie flicks, because it literally is frames, frame per second. So your eyes are picking up frames per second. It's not moving, it's your eyes. Okay. You see what I'm saying? That's seeing those frames. Does that make sense? Yeah? So it's all happening now. And the other thing is, if I were to say to you, as the master gave an analogy, if you close your eyes now and go into your bedroom, walk around your room, pick up your whatever your clothes, turn on the TV, go downstairs, turn on the tap. It's happening now, isn't it? You're literally doing it now, aren't you? But you're here. You understand? So time is now. You can be there. Or another one, think about your birthday, your most favorite birthday. That was the past, but it's happening right now. You understand? That is now. That's the concept of particle and quantum reality. Is that your ancestors exist in a dimension that's right now, and you are raising your frequency to meet them. And the more you raise your vibration and frequency, those realities become more self-evident. And then they're able to communicate with you more and more. Because they do exist in that realm. You see what I'm saying? But we've been taught that they died and they've moved on. You understand? But they exist right now in another dimension. Okay, we got questions coming through because everyone likes the quantum stuff, though. Spirituality and that. Okay, Zamalta, go ahead.
I have two questions, actually.
Okay.
One is off topic and one is on topic.
Okay.
So my first question is in terms of like raising your frequency to communicate with your ancestors. How would you do that? One, and two, when it comes to like Jesus and Yeshua, how would you differentiate those two? Because I know Jesus is the same, Yeshua is the same name as Jesus, right? But some people may say it's also not the same. So it's
not, because there was no J's in the language that was introduced later on in the 15th, 16th century, the letter J. So imagine if you had a name, okay, that was then, the tone had changed. Right. You with me? Yeah, like, I'll give an example. You have in Ghana, you have people's name like Kojo. And then those people in Europe, or Europeans, or people who can't pronounce the name, they say Kajo. It's a wrong tone. Yeah. Tones have frequency. Frequency have manifestations into the physical, but frequency, when it slows itself down, energy becomes matter. Does that make sense? So when you're hearing the name of a Yeshua or Jesus, these are tones. All right? What we refer to as language. But really, these are actually tones and a song or music. Do you follow? Okay, and what's the other question now regarding frequencies? How do you align, how do you raise, or? Yeah. Okay, so basing it on tones, we report for the mass, so we have to hear your voice because we're picking it up on, yeah, that's why. So if you could please use the mic, yeah. Don't be shy. Don't be shy.
I'm not.
That's good to hear. All right, go ahead then. So regarding the tones, every race has a different tone and a different vibration and a different frequency. So we're not all the same, even though physiologically, just see what I'm saying, we have the human anatomy. You with me? But when you go into the DNA, it's just like if you have a book can have different words or same letters but rearranged. It's just like your DNA. You understand? So our DNA is rearranged differently to other races. So in that sense, we also have a tone that matches your DNA and a frequency that matches your DNA. So in our culture, our DNA and tone and frequency is F, A, C. Those are our natural notes, okay? Naturally. So the F note, the A note, and the C note. So you got F major, F minor, and F flat. C major, C minor, C flat. A minor, A major, A flat. You understand? And when they played one after the other or continuously, creates harmony. And when you blend together, they creates a unity. You understand? Yeah. So when you're chanting or when we're speaking in our natural notes on tones, what is effectively doing, it releases hormones, harmony. If you look at the word harmony and hormone, you with me? And these hormones repair your DNA and also allows you with the F note. The F note aligns you with natural nature. The A note, what it does is it allows the cells of your body to become electrified. In that little bit of electricity, it draws in currents into your body. And your body can actually harness these currents and you can heal yourself through those notes, through that note of the A note. And also, it also allows you to then be able to, when we've raised ourselves to a certain degree, we can activate a particular element in us known as liquid gold.
Really?
Yeah, you have a liquid gold in you, especially the feminine. The females have liquid gold and they can be activated, but it requires the right tones and frequency for it to be activated. And then the last one is the C note. The C note is the universal tone. When you hear the which we normally play, that's the C note. And it's good to play that in the background constantly because it keeps you in a certain state of equilibrium. You with me? And then the forces of the universe, it opens you up to those higher frequencies and those higher forces because your ancestors are not just in this realm. They exist in multiple realms. Some you have not even met yet. Some that don't even look physically like you, but in essence, they are you. Because we're not dealing with the physical. The physical, you can have one car one day and change it another car, but it's still the same body driving that car. Does that make sense? Yeah? Mm-hmm.
Do you believe when, say when a baby is born, that's an ancestor returning?
Not believe, that's pretty much a fact. we can verify one sitting right there now. This elder, if you go tell them what your name is, please.
My name is Baba Tunde.
What does it mean?
Which means when my uncle previously died, I was the next one born, and so I was called Baba Tunde, the return of my uncle, literally meaning I am the return of the father. So, or you could say, I interpret it as I'm a replacement of that one who died in my lineage.
But
Baba Tunde, Baba, father, and
Tunde, one of those
return of the father, literally.
You understand? So what I'm trying to show you is there's a correlation between you and your ancestors and how you connect to them, how you can be born into this realm, and also why you have to return to this realm. Sometimes you have to return, as we teach most times, is that you haven't made the grade. You haven't perfected your being. And when you don't perfect your being, the analogy is if you go to school, you didn't pass your degrees, what you have to do again? You have to retake it. Or if you do a driving lesson test and you fail, what you have to do? Retake it. Yeah. So it's the same thing. And then what each question you get right, and then each time you get right, and then to the point where it says, hey, you passed. Now you can drive a car. You with me? So it's the same principle, is that you as a being, a spiritual being that has originally you never died initially. You actually were always existing because your soul never dies. But what happened was we got caught up in the cycles of this planet. And because we got caught up in the cycles of this planet, we had to keep recycling until we perfect our being to be able to then leave this realm. So some of us, as the master teachers explained, some of us have had between 9,000 lives as a minimum. Yeah, in and out, coming back, getting it to the point where we're about to graduate, and then back again. You with me? What he explained is that the timelines can't mesh, and you're not going to be able to remember on your spiritual disc where you started off or where you ended, because what you're going to start doing, if you start remembering all your past lives, your mental state won't be able to retain that, and you'll be looking for your uncles here, and you'll be confusion. So you start off as a clean slate, and then your cycle starts again. But you do get elements and certain impressions that have been here before. I know that person, maybe from another life, but something takes towards the person, but I can't really put my finger on it. Does that make sense? Yeah, because you've been here before, just that now live in a different cycle.
Okay, so at what point?
I see this. Sister.
At what point does that stop? Because you said the soul.
At what point does it stop?
Yeah.
You have between 24 to 24,000 times. Yeah, to get why is that? Okay, the question is why. Okay, when we incarnated here, our job was to perfect and learn certain what they call it. If someone is listening, 24 heights of perfection. There were certain perfections that we had to master, like master time travel, space and time, communicate with ancestors or extraterrestrial beings, be able to find out certain formulas. I can't remember the full 24, but it's in one of the books, okay? And as time and cycles went through, we were invaded and we were distracted. You see what I'm saying? Because what we have been teaching over the years and what the master is trying to impress on us is that we have many DNA genetics from all different beings, and some of them hinder our progress. Okay, so that's why we have to, but between that 24,000 year cycle, you're supposed to perfect your being and then be worthy. It's not just that straightforward either. You have to be worthy, prove your worth to your ancestors. Do you understand? Is this child going to clean themselves inside out or as a race? Because what you have to also realize is our ancestors, the immediate ones in our relationship or relatives, called our relatives, they can work on an individual basis. The ones I'm referring to are your supreme ancestors, the Natharu. They see us as one body, one organism. We are in different skin suits, but it's the essence and soul of you is what they're looking for. And if we as a race don't elevate together, there's not much they can do because they don't interfere with the cycles of life and death. You with me? They watch it as it grows, but they don't interfere. They let the cycles. That's why people say, why is it that we're getting so beaten up? You know, it's not fair. We as Africans, we're always going through this trip because the ancestors are looking on. First of all, they're waiting for us to get it together. And secondly, they can't interfere with the natural nature of things. So it has to play itself out. And then now that it's playing itself out, they've sent a warner. And the warner is now saying, this is what you need to do. Study this manual in the sense of the books. Study the manual, practice the manual, do your chants, love and unity, grow together, because then you become one organism. They see your energy and your light shines bright, and then they will be able to then redeem you.
Okay, so
yeah.
You won't get that type of communication from them unless your frequency is.
That's right. So you get it from your ancestors.
Frequency first.
That's right.
Communication, and then.
Was all of it. It's not just like one step, then two step. You apply all of it. You with me?
Okay, so it's all in one.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yes, I'm
the mic being used because we can't hear, and Liz has had her hand up for ages as well, just to let you know. But is the mic being used because we, not you, not your mic, the class mic.
Yeah, class mic. Yeah, put up the volume a bit. Yeah, we're gonna put up the volume on the mic. Can we just check the mic? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this DJ. Yeah, go on. Did you have a question, or is it from both of you? It's up to you. It's up to you. It doesn't matter.
I've already spoken.
So I'm really interested in.
Speak up a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
So I'm really interested in. I'm fascinated by two things.
Okay.
One is that we believe that time doesn't exist, as you earlier on said to me, that we live in the realm of now, and so therefore there is no time, right? And now, therefore, there is no yesterday, today, tomorrow, and also
there isn't. It's all happening. It's all happening. That's right.
On a continuum.
It's not even a continuum linear. Yeah. It's an expansion. It's a cycle. So it's going like in a labyrinth type way. Yeah, you understand?
With that in mind is that the time was given to us.
That's right. The concept of time.
The concept of time was given to us. And my question is, why was the concept of time given to us? And why is it?
Sorry, could someone mute their mic, please, on Zoom? Tell that. Yeah.
So why is the concept of time given to us by our ancestors, our higher ancestors, our higher ancestors?
Okay.
And what is the reason for us to go through this time, as you have said, when they are so near?
Okay. Sorry, someone's got their mic open. Your mic off. I can't see who it is. The time of 60 seconds, 60 minutes, etc., was developed by the Sumerians, which was then picked up by your Europeans. You with me? And then they then altered it even more by putting in leap years, etc. We have natural time. There is such thing as natural time. And the Master gave us an actual thing where you get 3 cups, make a hole in each cup, pour water in the first cup, small hole, and each time it drips into the other one, into the other one, that's natural time, and you measure it that way. You with me? So there are, and you also had the sundial. That was a form of measuring natural time. What took place is when they created the illusion or constructed time, they based it on not the first or the moment, they based it on the second. Because when they say to you, what's the first unit of time? People will say, it's the second. But yes, I'll just ask you, what's the first unit of time? But you're telling me it's the second, which is a 2. So what happened to the first and the moment? You with me? And there is a moment, and there is a first. It's because it allows you to be synced in with natural time and the natural rules of nature and how nature works, if you're in tune with natural time. So they gave you the 6s, 60 seconds, 60 minutes, 60, 666, exactly. So it's under, quote unquote, the devil's time that we're living in. It's not, it's mankind's time, not God's time, literally. You know, when I say that, I'm saying as deities, as supreme beings, that is not our time. So we're out of sync with natural time. You with me? And we have to get back in sync with natural time by learning. We've got calendars and stuff that we're studying and practicing on to where we attune ourselves to natural time. You with me? And the more you evolve into this doctrine, if that's the path you choose, then you find out about our natural time and our natural rhythms and our chants and things like that, which will recalibrate you. Because what you're doing, you're turning yourself inside out, outside in. And what that means is you turn yourself inside out in a sense that the things that we take into our bodies, okay, affects us. So we have to literally turn ourselves outside in a sense of not your organs and body parts, but the supreme being, that essence of you comes forth. You understand? And that's what we're doing now through WU-SABAT, the teachings. Yeah. But yeah, we're out of natural time. Yes, my brother.
When you say that,
It's the brother thing, elder. No, okay. It's all right. No, elders first.
okay.
We insist.
I'll try and be quick.
Sure.
When you say natural time,
Yeah.
is it something similar to agricultural time?
Possibly, like they had almanacs many years ago. You had these different almanacs that will come.
Yes.
There will be measurement of agricultural time. So in agriculture, you know that the farmer, he'll get up at certain times, in the mornings, and he'll look at the weather pattern to be able to then decipher what day it is, etc. More people were in tune hundreds of years ago or 1,000 years ago with natural time than when the enforcement of this fake time came about. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So agricultural time, that does play a part in it because there's something called cycles, and most of the time farmers will plant according to cycles.
Yes.
You with me? So that's
Yes.
natural time in that sense, yes.
But is there a wider or deeper meaning to
What
you call natural time? Is it something else you're meaning other than agricultural?
Yeah, because
or it includes that maybe?
No, it includes it, but agricultural time is just an aspect. Natural time in the sense that you are synced in with universal time. Does that make sense? Because you see your body?
Yes.
Your body is a circadian clock. It's a clock. It works on circadian rhythm, right? And it wakes up based on the melatonin and the serotonin that you secrete. So really and truly, we're supposed to have X amount of sleep, X amount of rest, and so that your body can function accordingly. Coupled with that is we're not in our natural state of environment.
All right.
You see, you with me?
So many people are moving to the country, are moving to
a more
a wild place, if you like to say wild in the sense of just natural.
Yeah, exactly. Because then, have you not noticed when you go to the countryside, things just slow down?
I feel better, innit? Yeah.
Time just slows down. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's not really the illusion, but it just everything's calmer because you're more calm. You with me? And in the calmness, it activates your other senses.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? You become more acute. Senses start to waken up. Your dormant being starts to awaken more and more. So this is all part of it, and this allows you more access to universal forces that is coming into this realm. But because we're in, like I was saying earlier, we're so distracted by the busyness of this planet, this world, and the distractions and the lights and neon lights and all of this, and it's cutting off.
Badness.
Exactly, it's cutting off the electrical flow and the current that's coming into our being.
Right.
Because Panatharu, what they're doing is they're emitting energy and currents into your body through your chakras. But then we cut them off, either unintentionally or intentionally, depending on what nature you have. It's all based on your nature. TV, I mean, many people, when they start getting conscious, one of the first things that they stop doing is watching a lot of TV.
Yeah.
I mean, they cut out the television. They may go, the mobile phone is not too much essential in their lives. Let's just say start getting certain awareness. Then they start eating more healthy. Now something is permeating their mental field. Their mental faculties is now embracing certain ideas and realities that they didn't necessarily have when they were in that state of condition of being just mortal. Do you know what I mean? Now your God self is becoming awake. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was that.
He just went straight into the question I was about to ask.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Okay.
I have a condition that has been going on for 15 years.
Okay.
And I went to Nigeria.
Well, where?
Nigeria, and in February, and it just reduced. So if I say from 1 to 10, it went down to 2.
Wow. Okay.
Just as I stepped out of the airplane.
Okay.
All medications couldn't work.
Right.
Classified as disabled because of my condition.
Okay.
Or because of the vaccine I took 2010.
Okay.
Yeah. And it just stopped. So the question is, I've always knew that your DNA is tied to where you come from. And if you need to heal or recover, you need to eat the foods where you're coming from.
Precisely.
Go there.
Precisely.
Because I have been eating those foods, but my condition stayed worse.
Okay.
I started to doubt until I traveled.
Okay.
And it stopped.
Okay.
I even saw the neurologist there and he didn't understand why.
Right.
I thought myself, okay, this is gone till I came back.
Okay.
The moment I came back, it started to come back. So there's something to do with the energies of where you're tied to your DNA.
Precisely.
That makes a big difference.
That's right.
And I can understand why people go home every year. Because it's like
the recharge. That's right. Exactly.
So this place doesn't really suit us.
No, it doesn't.
That much.
That's right.
So the question is, what do we do in the moment while we're here to pull in this energy? Because I'm still going to go back.
That's why I said earlier, I'm not cutting you.
No worries.
About the FAC.
Yes.
The A current, A note. We have an actual thing that the master teacher gave to us. Is the harmonica. It's an actual wind instrument, okay, and it produces a note which is very similar in nature. It's actually the Indians or Asian community, they use it.
Oh, yes,
yes. And that note, the A note, what it's doing is drawing in electrical currents. Now, what you have to realize is you have oxygen as your effective form of energy that you take in element that allows you to gain breathing, etc. But what is not known by many Western philosophies and teachings is that there's an actual power energy called Sahem. We call it Sahem. They call it prana in Hinduism. There's attached to the molecule, the element oxygen molecule. Now, when you ingesting or breathing in your breathing exercises that you may do or practice, you're also drawing in this prana or Sahem into your cells of your body, and that diffuses into your very vital core of your DNA and starts to repair.
I feel like what you're saying is what I've been trying to do for years.
Okay.
My condition itself blocked me from
inhaling.
Okay. The moment I inhale, it's triggered.
Okay.
It's as if that they put a block on me breathing properly.
Wow.
So I've been trying for years
to
get it, but it keeps interfering. And I'm not sure how to undo that.
There is a way. Everything has a cure. I don't know if you are aware, we have a breath book. It's called a breath book. And there are practices in there that you can do to then recalibrate that condition or any conditions that you have. Because, like I said, the current that you're taking in, you're drawing in by way of the A note, etc. As you do that progressively on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't have to be long because everything's done in consistency. Yeah, as you build it up and build it up and build it up, you're producing more Sahem into your vital parts and organs of your body. Now, the science is that you draw that Sahem through the power of visualization. And visualize that energy coupled with the green light. Remember we said earlier, the green light is healing energy, is healing force.
We're talking about the
science of healing. That's right.
That's what I'm on right now.
You pull that into whatever part of organ, nasal passage, etc., that you're feeling the issue. And then imagine that with invocation of words, tongues, vibration and frequency that is being removed or is healing.
Okay, so it's not necessarily the breathing. Even if I'm stuck in that area, I can just imagine.
Exactly, because you're using the power Sakem around you, the elements around you. That's why they know how powerful we are, because we knew this science. You understand? Okay. Any other questions? Any question? Oh, sorry, there's a question on Zoom. Liz Rahubat, please unmute your mic and ask your question. Harmonium, thank you. Appreciate that. Liz Rahubat, are you there? You have your hands up.
Sorry about that. So I have
Okay,
a
well,
question. I was born in Puerto Rico, and so from my mom's side, I know it's like indigenous from the Taino Indians that were already in Puerto Rico, and then from Europe, and then from my dad's side, it's from the Congo. So my question is more towards like, okay, knowing that being in WU-SABAT, you know, my ancestry coming from Africa, were the Taino Indians like are in Puerto Rico, which was Borican prior to being called Puerto Rico, or is that just, you know, another deceitfulness, you know, from the Europeans? Can you elaborate on that?
Are you talking about the name Puerto Rico from Borinquen, or are you saying that the Taino?
No, like the Taino Indians that were already in Puerto Rico. So before it was called Puerto Rico, it was called El Borinquen.
That's right,
So
yeah.
is that, yeah, so is that part of being from Africa, or is that like
Okay, I'm with
I
you.
don't
I'm with you.
understand, like I don't, yeah, okay, thank you.
No, that's
Okay.
fine, I understand. Remember, even before we go to millennium ancient times, know that many West Africans were taken, you with me,
Yes,
to
yes,
South America and in other islands. Okay, and then we've all kind of like mixed in. Let's just put it that way.
exactly.
We've all
Yes.
mixed in. So you have inherited African DNA.
Yes,
Also,
absolutely.
prior to that, you had the planet Earth was one landmass. So South America and Africa were actually one land continent. And it was called Ganawa. And when it was one landmass, the ancient ones known as the Pataites, they migrated to various spots on the planet and became your Aztecs, your Toltecs, your what's the name? Incas. They became Mayans. They became many different tribes that stemmed off from the ancient tribes that migrated there. Does that make sense?
It does, but in a way for me, because like for example, being born in the Caribbean, we don't associate ourselves with the Inca Indians, which were Latin American. So for me, I think there's that confusion when they say, "Oh, you're from the Incas." I'm like, no, because we're Taino Indians, which are different Indians
Yeah.
from the Aztec Indians. I think that that's where my confusion
Yeah,
is.
so it's based on migration patterns and stuff, but to actually narrow it down where the Taino then moved onto the islands, various islands, what is called Jamaica and other places, is that know that there was tribes before that. And most of the names that you hear are inherited titles. You with me? So
Yes.
you with me? These are inherited names and titles
Yeah.
that people, like for instance, when you talk about, like for instance, the Washita, yeah, the Ushta people are Native Americans who came away, descended from the what's the name called now? The Olmecs. You understand? Okay. So the Olmecs were originally Nubans or Africans that migrated to Africa when there was one landmass. Then the Olmecs, they had a visitation from the Chinese. and that produced your Aztecs. But in between that period of time, you also had visitation from the Asians from India who also migrated and mixed in. And this is why you have the different traits, you know, on different hair textures, etc. It's coming in from all these mixtures and different eye, you know, shapes, etc. But originally, the original people there were the Olmecs. They resided in that section of the world in North America, and then branched out some of them into the other various islands. So when, you know, the so-called explorers from Europe went to these islands, they came across black people.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? So you actually have, it's just mixture. It's nothing, you know, anything wrong. It's just that through the mixture and, you know, people moving from one land to another land mass, you know, and taking on different cultural diversity, this is where you're getting the different names. But essentially, you have the DNA of Africans in you, especially by way of
Yeah.
you being a female, because you being a female, you carry that mitochondrial DNA.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for explaining that, because I associate more with like my dad's ancestry, which is like, again, from the Congo, Africa. I kind of was just learning more about my mom's side, which is
Right.
like more European and, you know,
Right.
Native American. So thank you so much for explaining that. I appreciate it.
You're most welcome. I hope I was clear enough. But you can do much more studies. There's I don't know if you have Ivan Van Sertima's books at all. Do you have any of his books?
No. Would you mind
Okay.
adding that into the chat so I can kind of like
Yeah.
look
So,
it up?
it's
That would be
pretty
great. Thank you so
cool.
much.
Dr. Ivan Van Sertima in there. There's two books that he's written. The one they were here before Columbus, or they came before Columbus, and African presence in Europe. And
Okay,
also,
thank you too.
yeah, and there's also Runoko Rashidi. Runoko Rashidi has done extensive research on early African presence in Europe. And yeah, he's literally, I mean, he's transitioned now, but he's written extensively on who we were, how we were in Russia, Europe, all the other. You only hear about Peter the Great. Peter the Great was African in descent. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, we know the one in the UK, Queen Elizabeth, great grandmother. What's her name?
Charlotte?
Queen Charlotte. Yeah, so everyone does. You know, people should know that one. And funny, there was an actor. There was an actor who was very, very dark skinned. I always forget his name. He's transitioned now. And he always used to say he was from descendant of the Queen Mother. And they denied his royal, you know, heritage. But it's proven that he actually descended from that side of the royal family because Europeans were marrying African women, the kings. Do you know what I mean? So this is how generationally we've all mixed in, and some of us have inherited that trait or characteristic or DNA from these different royal families. Yes, my brother. Oh, so before you ask your question, there's a Kosi Ngomia. You have a question, Kosi?
Rahubad Musa.
Rahubad.
Well, I had two questions. Kind of the first question was about where did the black Asiatic man go to? Did he like disappear, or did they extinguish, or did like
Kosi, I
did it
heard
happen like
the black, but I didn't hear the rest. Was it Asiatic?
for the black man from the east? Like who is
Okay.
the descendant of the Asians?
Okay.
Like the Japanese, maybe Chinese, if I'm correct.
Okay. Okay. Right. I follow.
And
Okay.
was it like natural extinction, or did they disappear like what we hear about different civilization like Tartaria and
No. If I'm gonna gain your train of question, the anthropology states that there was 3 different races by way of DNA that they've done. So you have the Cro-Magnon and the Neanderthal. Their progeny and their children still exist today. They're known as Celtics or Europeans. Okay, modern day name for them. You have the Homo naledi and Homo habilis. That's the African race. And they, through their progeny and their children, still exist. Then you have the Dravidian or Asian race, or shall I say Indian race. You have the Homo florensis and Homo, I always forget the name of the second one. I know, so Ken, please, if you could add to that. But it's Homo florensis, and there's another one, which I always forget. And these are your root race on the planet, as per anthropological and archaeological findings, okay, by way of DNA. So that the Homo afarensis, so Homo florensis is with F, so Florensis, Homo florensis. Their progeny and their children is what you know today as your Japanese, your Chinese, and anyone in between. Okay? Then you have your, as I said, the African race from the Homo habilis and Homo naledi, and that's anyone in between that. And then you also have the Cro-Magnon and your Neanderthal, and again, anyone in between that because of the mixture. So we're talking about many, many years of mixture here. But so you have sub-races that have been produced from those original root races. So they haven't disappeared anywhere in that sense of the root race. However, there were other races on the planet who also have disappeared, okay, based off of what took place in time immemorial, whether through disease, extraterrestrial wiping them out, etc. And then apart from the root races, you also have what many people believe was the original, especially religion, believe were the original people that were created on this planet, which people call Adam and Eve. And they are separate race altogether because they were not grown on this planet. They didn't grow on this planet, or they weren't part of the original cycle of this planet. They were made, they were grafted. Okay, they were grafted by extraterrestrials. That's your Adam and Eve. Okay, and it was a long stage of gravitational experiments that took place in order to birth the perfect being known as Adam. It went through many, many stages. Okay, and the stage that we now hear and read about in the Bible, when it says, Genesis 1:26, and God said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness. This is talking about an experiment that took place. And that experiment produced your Adamite race. So they're a totally different race altogether. What's happened is the Adamite race, because of their nature and their traits that they have, which was very negative and destructive, they then mixed in with others on the planet. So now we have also inherited and acquired their traits. Okay, this is what's taking place. But essentially, the root races are still here on the planet because of their many sub-races and children that they've had. Does that make sense, Kosi?
It also links to my second question, but when you were talking about how Africans were being treated, I remember about something I read, I think maybe it was in the Man from Planet Risk, or it was from I think Shambhala or Agatha, and it was talking about the Pataites. They were very agreeable, and other aliens kind of who were disagreeable were taking advantage of that and were causing a lot of distress among them and abuse and everything. And Panataru had to like, I don't know, like make them a little bit more disagreeable. And it was linking to what you were saying, and I wanted to know, like, so if I understand correct, it's about having control of the agreeable and the disagreeable side.
What with regarding Panatharu and the see if I
No,
can
as
get you.
as us descendants of the Pataites, where we are,
I'm trying to
we have
get
to.
so I can hear you. So. Sorry, Zama, go ahead.
So is it like so the role of this experience, as you said, mastering the body and also the agreeable and disagreeable.
I'm not following. I'm not
Express
following your
ours to.
train of, I'm not following your train of question.
Okay, to kind of summarize it.
Yeah. If you could put away,
is it true that we as African have been going through a lot of abuse because from our ancestors they were agreeable and they had to learn how to be agreeable.
Right. I think I follow you. I think I got right. So our ancestors, we had a very passive nature, very accommodating nature. So because of the soul that we have within us, yeah, the soul's a very accommodating, loving being. If you apply the true essence of your being to everything, you're actually a very accommodating, helpful, loving, caring being. That's how nature works. Okay. Now, sometimes there's a saying, isn't it? Don't take my kindness for weakness. Yeah. So these certain entities or extraterrestrials, they literally abuse their power. And then when they created the Adamites, as I said, their nature was very wicked and destructful. Yeah, so they then abused the nature, the actual accommodating nature and loving and caring nature of the Pata'is. They abused it. And when you abuse natural nature, nature has to, how can I say, you have to feel the effects of what you're gonna get. You with me, which is like the judgment. So the judgment now is happening on the Adamites and their children who they've produced, their hybrids and their sub-races who have now become or believe that they're also descendants from the Adamites because they have the genetic traits within them. So natural nature is now taking its course by way of the help and forces of nature and other entities that are removing the Adamites from this planet.
Wow.
You follow? Yeah. And what happened was obviously 400 years was the worst atrocities that happened to us as a race of people, in the sense of, the slavery and all the other, William, was it Lynch? The lynching and all of these aspects of negativity and, hate towards us is that what the Adamite race and their hybrids and the Caucasian race who have come from that, what they don't realize is that we are natural nature. We are actually the living embodiment of natural nature. So if you abuse nature's children, guess what's going to happen? You're going to feel the effects. So all of this that's taking place now with the sun cycle coming in, the fires that happen in different parts of the world, now the wars that are taking place, it's now judgment upon the Adamites, literally. And the master teacher has gone into a breakdown in one of the actual facts called Judgment Upon the Adamites, where he explains that because of the things that they've done to this planet and done to humanity, not just even just the African race, just humanity in general, and how they've abused nature, is that nature now has a judgment on them.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Just to continue from what you're talking, it's surprising that my question relates to this.
Okay.
Those that are mixed, how does the judgment affect them? Because is it by a percentage of DNA? Feel like you have a black and a white that is mixed and have their kids. What happens to the kids?
What happens?
How do you remove the Adamite? Well, lack of a better word.
No, good point. Very good point. How do you
I've always wondered about this, and I don't know how to express this.
You allow the part of you that is more dominant to come forth. You with me? And control the Adamite nature. Because we all have it either through influence or through DNA.
Okay.
You understand?
So what you're saying in effect is that the Adamites themselves don't have that capability. But the ones that mix have the capability
to change. So, well, the Adamites did have, and they lost it because they then got mixed in with other creatures on the planet. The gravitation just didn't happen with just human beings. Extraterrestrials then took it a step further, and blended animal DNA into their genes. That's where your simian or monkey gene, your porcine, pigs, and also, what's the other one? I always forget the other one. Porcine, simian, and
canine.
Baltac, the canine gene. And it's not, when I say gene, you have to understand that there are molecules, peptides in the genes, and there's certain areas. It's called designer's genes. You ever heard of CRISPR? CRISPR is an actual computer system that's designed to actually design genes. You know what I mean? Take out blue eyes or make your child's eye blue. You know what I'm saying? Make this and that, etc. You want your child to be taller. CRISPR can actually do this and rewrite genes. This ancient science was being practiced by the Anunnaki thousands of years ago. So what they were able to do is extract certain genetic traits. So the canine, if you know anything about a dog, fetch. It'll go. It just follows instructions. You with me? Yeah. And also it's very aggressive. You with me? So that was used.
Okay, so you're saying that the original Adamites could have changed their nature.
They had the ability to change their nature because they had a soul. But then as time went on, they forfeited their soul due to the mixture of genetics of other animals.
Could we lose our soul as well?
Yes, you can. You can lose your soul because one, like I said, the mixture, and two, if you're living in the image and likeness of the Adamites or the Caucasian race, what you're doing is you're going against your natural nature. So if you're going against your natural nature, your soul, it starts to deplete. It's a power source. And it gets weaker and weaker and weaker until you're now in the image and likeness of 666 ether.
So the last question. Is where is the limit before an Adamite is unable to find their soul back? Is it like impossible?
Is it impossible?
Say like someone, I have an Adamite that has no clue that he's an Adamite.
Yeah.
But is it possible for them to find their soul? Or
through their children, if an Adamite, was mixed in with a Nagaru who has a soul, their child could potentially inherit a soul. Do you understand? By way of the female. So now there's a concentrated effort for them to now mix back in. If you noticed, they push that in movies and TV shows, etc. And what people are thinking, it allows the mind into a sense of acceptance that this is okay to be done. But really and truly, is their survival. That's what it is.
Okay.
Yes, my sister. Any questions on? Let me check. And there's a few questions. I check the questions in a minute. Oh, sorry, sister. Yeah, sorry. And then you.
Right. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm following properly.
Of course. Yeah.
Adamite. They are descendants of Adam.
They are descendants of Adam, but Adam was one man but there was a tribe. If you look at your Genesis closely, Genesis chapter 5, it says, male and female created he them and called their name Adam.
Wait, say that again.
Okay, let's go. Let's jump into Bible lessons for a minute, and bear with me. So if you go to Genesis 5, I think it's 5. All right. Is it 4? I can't remember. No. 5:2. 5:2. Yeah, 5:2. Yeah, it's right. Total elder. So Genesis, book of Genesis. Yeah, in the blue letter Bible, Strong's Concordance. Okay, that's what we use. It reads King James Version. Yeah, you can pick up what you want. Yeah. And if you click on tools, it actually gives you like the Hebrew actual words as well for you to get more clarity. But I read from Genesis 5:2. Male and female created he them. So it's using that as a plural. Then it says, and bless them and call their name Adam. So Adam was not just one person, it was a tribe.
Okay.
You with me? Just like you have Nigerians, and within Nigeria, there's a tribe. There's the Hausa, the Igbo, the Yoruba, etc. You with me? Tribes. Yeah, Ghana, Ashanti, there's a tribes. So we're all one. We're called Akan, or one under one umbrella, but there are tribes within that. So Adam and Eve were a tribe, and they were actually made for a specific purpose. You with me? Their purpose was to actually be workers. How do you know this? Go back to Genesis. It says there was no man to till the earth. Genesis chapter. Thank you, Elder. I like it. You're going to be my Bible reference. So Genesis chapter 2, and it uses the word, but the most important word there is the word abd. The word abd means slave or worker. So Adam was made, it says no man to till. That word till is actually abd. And the root word of the word abd means worker or slave. So there was no slave or worker to till the earth. So man was made to do that for these Elohim or gods or extraterrestrials.
So the extraterrestrials would be,
The
extraterrestrials would be, like say the angels.
The extraterrestrials will be, quote unquote, the angels. That's right.
So, okay, so my question
Mhm.
is, you said that all the destruction and problems that Black people are going through right now, like slavery, poverty, corruption, it's because of Adam and Eve, basically.
It's because of the Adamites.
Because of the whole tribe.
The whole tribes. Because the Adamites, as I said to you, because there's tribes, remember Adam gave birth to Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
Cain killed his brother. Do you know what the word Cain means? Cain. Cain means possession. And then on top of it, his father was not Adam. How do you know this? Because Eve says, the Lord has given me a son. The word Lord, you go into the language, is the word nanar, which you know as sin.
Yeah.
Nanar was a being that raped Titi, Eve. He raped her and produced Cain. Yeah, this is now called outformation. What you were reading was information. I'm not giving you outformation, but we're the master teacher.
From what I know, learned, or read, right? You know, the snake in the Bible.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Tempted Eve.
Yeah.
And then you would hear like stories where there wasn't a case where the snake tempted Eve.
Exactly.
It was where Eve cheated on Adam and procreated with the devil.
Right.
And made Cain. That's why Cain was the bad brother.
Yeah.
And Abel was with Adam. So that's why Abel was the pure brother. Right? So that's why I wanted to like.
Yeah. Some of the elements of what you just said has facts in it, because the nature of Cain was manifested when God said to him, "Why has thy countenance fallen?" And he says, if you do right, or if you don't do right, who lies at the door? Sin lies at the door. And as I said to you, sin is the ancient name for being called Nana. So Nana, his father, would take him and own him as his own son. Why is this? Because the so-called giving your livestock as a sacrifice and the vegetables as a sacrifice was an initiation. The initiation was to see what natures both of them had.
Right.
And Cain's nature at that time was agreeable because he gave vegetables. Now, Abel, his name, Abel, means father of the elves. And he was looking after the flock. This flock was your, we're going to get deep now, was the children, the Pataites. He was actually kidnapping human beings for these extraterrestrials to consume. So when you talk about the sheep,
That is deep.
that is deep. Yeah, but we have to now take you out the Bible thing. That is just a story. It's a story for older children, adults to enjoy as a bedtime story. You with me? Yeah. So what's happened is that when this took place, Cain's nature, he got wrath, or what they call wrath, which means angry. You understand? Now that anger, remember we were saying to you about as your frequency, your energy changes when you get angry.
Yeah.
It attracts certain beings. So Nana knew that the manifestation of that nature was that he can claim Cain as his own. You understand? And when he's able to do that now, that birthed your black devils. And your black devils are one tribe of Adamites, who then went to go and live in the land of Nod. Who was the ruler of the land of Nod? This is where the higher mysteries come in. A being called Enki, or Nudimud. Nod-i-Mud. The one who responsible for the wanderers that came into that land. And he was the ruler of that land, governed by his brother Enlil. And I'm giving you the information that the master teacher's given us. And in the land of Nod, there was many visitations by different extraterrestrials from Pleiades, Arcturus, Rigel, you name it. They were coming there, and they were, let's just say it was the land of fun, yes, for lack of a better word. So anything went on there.
Like Solomon
Gomorrah, like Sodom and Gomorrah. And they were mixing in. So Cain mixed in. He took a wife from one of the descendants of the fallen angels. This way your fallen angels fits in. They were living in the land of Nod. You understand? So Cain married a wife who was an Anakite in the land of Nod. And the Anakites were another tribe of Anunnaki who were disagreeable. So it gets, yeah, it's far more deeper than you realize. Yeah. And as the mixture came in now, the children of Cain came back and mixed in with the children of Seth. You understand? And this is where your natures now are now within you, or within us, where we now have the nature of the Adamite, and it manifests sometimes in why we don't trust each other, why we hate each other, why we do this to each other, why we get angry with each other, because we have their natures, the Adamite's natures is in our genes. Okay? All right. Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
One more concern. You see that our ancestors created us. It's just the only planet that's got human Indian people on there.
Good question. Good question. No, it's not. The This particular Negroid trait or element is dotted around in. We have many relatives, let's just put it that way, in many other galaxies and star systems. You with me? Remember, the ancient Egyptians, our ancestors, they mapped out this realm and they created three pyramids that line up to 3 stars. And those 3 stars are in the Sirius star constellation. So the Sirius star constellation has many planets and many civilizations. And some of us look like, they look like us, should I say, or we look like them.
In school, when I was school, they never, I can't really mention about Mars, Pluto, they say God created heaven and earth, moon and sun, and where did Mars and Jupiter and Delta from the later on in life? When I was younger, they didn't talk about it. I know about it. But
well, initially they only had like 5 planets that we used to talk about. Yeah, and then eventually, as telescopes and technology advanced, they're able to identify more and more. But what they haven't told you is that many of the ancient records recorded this, that there was actually X amount of planets, 9 planets, etc. And there's other planets that came into our solar system, called Nibiru and things like that. So the Sumerians and the Babylonians actually did record all of this.
And the book of Enoch, how come I was online and they came out, they talk about the book of Enoch? Is that one of the books that was
removed from the Bible? Yeah. Or not the Bible, but it was one of the books that wasn't added in because it will contradict what they were the narrative that they were trying to push. You with me? Because in the book of Enoch, it talks about the fallen angelic beings. Yeah. It talks about how they taught them witchcraft, and the Adabites were very wicked, and many other things in there which they removed to make it look like it's a pure, innocent 2 beings that were created by this all-loving God who then wanted humanity to spread, and he's going to come with his wrath later and punish everybody if they did wrong. Okay, that's all right, my brother. Just take your time. Take your time. Don't overload. We don't overload it. Get some water. Sip some water. No, trust me, seriously. Sip some water. It's actually good. It calms the nerves. You know what I mean? So yeah. So just relax. Yes, my sister. Yeah, no question.
I wanted to go back to when you were talking about us going crazy if we were to remember all of our past lives. I wanted to know what you thought about the Akashic records. I hear a lot of people offering meditations and helping people to access their Akashic records to remember their past so that they can correct their mistakes and not be reborn.
Yeah, the Akashic records is the mental reservoir. That's what the Akashic records is. It was taken from the word kasha, and the events that happen on this planet is referred to as Akasha, because they talk about the records of events that took place in this solar system or this universe. That's the actual thing. But the actual memories or the recording of it is actually in a mental reservoir that you have the ability to tap into. You with me? And so as the more as you raise and develop your vibration and your frequency and your mental faculties, you are able to tap and link into your ancestors, who are then tapped into the mental reservoir, and they feed the thoughts and ideas into what you call your mind. You know, so you get a download. So the memories can sometimes come from ancestors who can, what's the word? Help you remember certain things. You with me? But it has to be in a buffer. It has to be in a safe buffering way, because if you are plugged in, just imagine you get plugged into the main power grid. Yeah, you will go crazy. You understand? So there's a filtering system and a buffering system to protect you while you're in this cycle as you ever elevate as a being.
That the word parsing words that make it easier for them.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah, I think it's parsing, Parsing. Yeah, parsing. Yeah. So it's literally coming in and it's diffusing into your memory banks. Understand? So sometimes you may get premonitions, sometimes you may get inspiration, and all these other aspects that is your sixth sense. You see what I'm saying? Because your heightened awareness is now beginning to get stronger and stronger. And the more sensitive you get to that, it's more information and inspiration that you get. What Partner Babylon has taught through many of the books is that concentration and meditation and chanting is the pathway to actually the communication with your ancestors, where you have what you mentioned earlier, the quantum entanglement. You understand? So the more you do it, it's like he gave an example, it's a telephone line. You with me? If you're on the wrong line, you're not going to get the right person. You're going to get somebody else feeding you information. So you have to be on the right line. So he's given us these practices to get on the right line. Okay? You're welcome. Right. Any other questions? Elder?
Okay.
Oh, you're okay. Okay.
I had a question when we were talking about Adamites.
Okay.
Right. And you read from the Bible.
That's right.
Yeah. Would you mind if you want to, you can read from the verse 1?
Verse 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Genesis chapter 1?
No. Yeah, chapter 2 we read.
Oh, okay. Genesis chapter 2.
From the verse 1.
Okay. Right. We'll follow you. Genesis chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them.
Go on.
Genesis chapter 2, verse 2. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. Verse 2, 3. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. Tell me when to stop, Elder. Verse 2, 4. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. Verse 2, 5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground.
Okay.
Verse 2, 7. And Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul.
Good. Now, if you look at what you have just read, don't you think that God has created the earth and it's...
Don't I think, or don't we have knowledge of what's happening?
Yeah, it's not inhabited.
Well, no, it was. It was inhabited. Go to Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 23. Okay.
I just read this chapter.
Okay, yeah.
He says, and God created the earth.
Yes.
And it was bare.
No. What it's saying here is the word, let's go back to Genesis chapter 1. The word beginning. In the Hebrew language, you won't find the word beginning as in the start of everything. What you find is the word bara shith. The word bara means to reconstruct. It was a reconstruction of this planet by a race of beings known as Anunnaki in a certain part of the province of the earth called Mesopotamia, which is called Babylon or Sumeria today in Iraq. That was what was taking place. The Bible has conveniently masked that and hidden it, because then you start to question, if it was just a part of the planet Earth, then Adam and Eve would not have been the first people. There must have been people on other parts of the planet as well. Which then goes to the fact in Genesis chapter 6, when Noah was going to be put into an ark and everyone was to be got onto the ark. You have to ask, every animal into an ark? No, I'm just giving you that these prompt questions, because if Noah was to go and speak to the whole planet, think about it.
If we go there,
there will be other people on the planet.
Go there, it remains the question. The question is, God is creating the heaven and the earth.
But what I'm saying to you is not talking about the whole planet. It's talking about a portion.
It's talking about the earth.
No, the word there is eretz in the Hebrew. The word eretz means home away from home, from the Babylonian word iridu. You're talking about language now. If you want, that's what the master teacher has taught us language. Iridu is a Babylonian or Sumerian word which means home, away from home, which got translated into the Aramaic as Eretz, translated into the Latin as Gaia or Earth or what's the other word? Geo. You understand? But when you go to the original language that the Bible was revealed in and find the link to it by the Babylonian Sumerian words, you find that it's not talking about the whole planet. It's talking about a portion of the planet where certain individual beings from their star system came here and they were responsible for terraforming or changing the environment in that area, which we know today as Iraq.
Okay, so when I'm talking about the Adamites,
yes,
right? Good. When God took the earth and then made the man,
that's not what happened. What happened was
you said he called them.
I'm reading in your English, but if I take it to the language, you won't see the word man.
And you said he called them
Adam.
Right?
Yeah.
So the male and female that he
created, made.
He called them
Adam.
Right?
But you know what the word Adam means?
I know that Adam is one of the words that never got translated into any other language.
Very true.
Yes.
Yes.
And it remained Adam because somebody took the name Adam and it was never translated.
That's right.
So Adam means man.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Because it never got translated.
Yeah, but I can tell you what it means.
And I can tell you what it means.
Because you're coming from
I'm not coming from anywhere. I'm coming from what you have just read.
But I'm telling you what it means.
Now, when you read it there, you said he called them Adam.
Yeah.
So he called them mankind.
No.
He said, let us make man.
Man, yeah.
So he made it finish, and he called them man.
He called them Adam.
Yes,
which means like
man.
No.
So let us make Adam.
No. If you look, let's go to the actual language, the Hebrew, because then you'll see. So let's just go to Strong's Concordance. All right, 2:7. Right. So you have in the English, Genesis 2:7, you have the word Yasar, Jehovah, the Lord, God, Elohim. It's not talking about singular. When you look at the word Strong's Concordance 430, you find the word Elohim translates as these beings.
Yeah, two.
So it's not talking about one singular character.
Two of them, yeah.
Not two. Beings, plural.
Yeah, beings.
Plural.
Right,
no, two is dual. Two is dual. It's not plural. D-U-A-L, dual. So that's two. When you're done, the word yod, okay, let's go back to grammar and the actual language. You have the word Elo in the Hebrew. It means singular. When you had the yod and the mim to the Hebrew, it denotes it as a plurality. As in, I've got lots of books. Yeah. So these beings decided to form Strong's H120, Strong's 120. It didn't say man, it says Adam. It's not let us make man, let's make Adam. Or Dam. Now let's look up the word Adam. Adam, hold on. Let's go. From meaning what they say here, a ruddy human being, an individual or the species of mankind. Species, not the whole of man. Human beings is a species of mankind. So these Adamites that was created were created to be slaves by this Elohim.
Did you say let us make Adamites or say let us make man?
It uses the word man in the place of the word Adam.
No.
No, that's what it says.
In the place.
Okay. Genesis 2:7.
Let us make man.
Yeah, but they use but that word man, when you go to the exactly.
They are going to make man
in their image and after their likeness.
Yes.
Yeah, their likeness.
Yes.
So if it's talking about their likeness and we establish Elohim means these beings.
Yes.
These beings made Adam, the tribe, in their likeness.
They made Adam, which you have explained there as man.
No. What I'm explaining, the word man, okay, has been translated incorrectly as Adam. The word man, okay, there is no word, there's a word for man in the Hebrew. It's enshi or enos, mortal. But they translated the word man as Adam, or Adam as man, should I say.
Adam was never translated.
Okay. Genesis 2:7.
Yeah.
Let us make man. The word there is not man.
It's Adam.
It's Adam. Right. And it's a tribe. The Adamites are a tribe of people that the Sumerian tablets tells you that these Adamu, that's where you're actually getting the word from. It's an ancient word that's been translated into your Bible. But these Adamu were a tribe that was created by these Anunnaki, these ancient extraterrestrial beings or supreme beings that came to this planet, okay, and they were passed off as deities or gods by these people that were living there. And they chose a specific people to make a race from called the Adamite race.
So if these Adamites were a race,
yeah,
where did the name Eve come from then?
Eve is a Greek word for the word, it means mother of all living in the Greek.
What about father of all living?
They don't use the father of all living because the female gives life. That's why they gave her the word mother of all living, so because she gives life.
So in that Eve,
yeah.
So where is the Adam come from?
Adam, okay, we're gonna get deep now. Let's step back. Let's get back. Before Adam and Eve, there were people on the planet Earth.
Adam and Eve.
Okay, before Zakar, that's his real name, Zakar, and Nekibu, that's her real name. Okay, before they were even conceived as an experiment or as even as a thought, they were pre-Adamites. There were actual beings on the planet that were being made.
Why do you say pre-Adamites?
Okay.
If there were so many of them, why do they have to be pre-Adamites?
Because your Adam and Eve story is talking about the end product. Okay, let me give you an example. You start with a car, yeah? You go through many different prototypes of the car. And then when you're satisfied that that car has no defects, doesn't malfunction, doesn't go crazy and like what they go with these Elon Musk cars, yeah? It's going, electrical cars. Then you say you're satisfied and you have now made the final product.
Okay.
That's what Adam was.
So Adam
is the final product of many prototypes.
So they are the final product.
Yes.
The
that's right. So, and their names was not Eve or Adam. Their name was Zakar and Nekibu.
So why do you call them Adamites?
Because the Bible talks about that they made man and called their name Adam. The leaders of the tribes were called Zakar and Nekibu.
So the two of them?
Yes.
Mankind.
Right. Now, check this out. Hold on. These two were experiments that were done by extraterrestrials. So I'm going to give you an example. I come to a place and I need to create a worker. I go to certain, no, not even a worker. I just want to create people that will do certain things for me. I go to certain tribes and I say to the tribes, I need your nature and I need your nature, just like they're doing now, rat and other animals. They look at the nature of a rat, they look at the nature of a particular animal, and they fuse the two together to create another creature that will be more responding, more taking orders, or learn to adapt to certain ways. That's what they do in experiments in laboratories, yeah? Adam and Eve were an experiment to get a particular nature. And they went to two tribes. They were known as the tribes known as the Pataites and another tribe known as the Watusis. These were beings that were on the planet thousands of years before your Adamites even existed. And these extraterrestrials came to these tribes and they said to them, can we extract your DNA? Hence the name Adam means life, blood, from the ancient Sumerian word A and dam, which means blood. And that comes from the word T. Hence, her name, Eve, another name for her was Titi, which means life living. And her tribal name was Nekibu, because she was the leader of the tribe. It wasn't the male, it was the female that was the leader. She was the tribal leader. So there's a whole story that you're missing out, because if they put that in, you would have been not being able to follow this. You would have been rebellious against the teachings that they have tried to enforce on us, called religion. Because if you knew the true story, you wouldn't bind yourself to these made up things that the Europeans and other forces have tried to implant in our minds. Now, what I'm saying is, yeah.
They have been made or created.
Yeah. Not if they were.
Yeah, they've been made now.
Yeah.
And she become a leader of a tribe.
Because
he's the first.
Of their tribe.
To be made.
Of their tribe.
So how did they become the leaders?
Because she became the leader of their tribe.
So they're going to give birth.
Yes.
So if they give birth to their children,
yeah,
why will he become a leader?
Because she's a leader of the tribe, because she carries the mitochondrial DNA.
Yeah, she's producing them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your point?
She's the mother.
Yeah.
And she's giving birth to all these tribe people.
Yes, thank you.
She become a leader.
Because that was the position that they gave her. They gave her that position as tribal leader. Yeah, the female is a leader.
Yeah, the female is a leader.
Yeah.
But how does she become a leader of a tribe? That's what I want to find out.
Because there are people who can become leaders of a tribe who are females, like the woman king that they made a movie about.
The people are there,
yeah,
and the leader comes out of it.
Right.
But if she is giving birth to the people,
yeah,
how does she become a leader?
Because she was given that position.
Like my mother,
yeah,
is giving birth to us.
Yeah, and she's the leader of the tribe. Because she's the leader of the tribe.
Would it be because she's the mother of all living?
That's what I said. That's what I said to her. Her name Eve means mother of all living.
So wouldn't she be the leader based
on that? Well, that's the Greek rendition, but yes, based on the fact that she gave birth to, but it's not all living. The one I'm trying to give to you is that these were your Adamites.
Right.
So she would have been the leader of the Adamites.
Not the
whole of the tribes or Africans that existed.
Oh, no,
you understand?
That's what I mean. Okay,
yeah.
So within her tribe,
yeah,
she gave birth to all these people within her tribe.
Exactly. So she became the tribe. She was given that title as leader, tribal leader. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
She was taking her as a mother. She was not the mother.
Sir?
She wasn't the mother, is it?
She is. She
title as a leader. That means she's not the mother.
Why not?
Because if she's the mother, there's no other title again. What's more than a mother? Why would they give her a leader?
Because
a mother cannot be a leader. No, a mother is a mother. She's the mother of all.
But we're missing the point. The point was were the Adamites people that existed on this planet, and were Adam and Eve, were they the first people? That's what we were getting to. And we're explaining to you that the word Adam means the word man is where you're getting the word Adam from. Okay? Because there was no word for man. And I told you that the word man in the original language, Enosh or Enos, which means forgetful mortal being. So your Adamite story, I was just giving you the real information of the Adamite story, that your Adam and Eve story is based on certain experiments that took place on this planet to a particular tribe of people, not the whole world. We are not descendants of Adam and Eve. Some of us are, but not all of us. Yeah.
So when it comes to like the extraterrestrials in that, so me personally, I'm half Asian.
Okay.
Right. So based on like what my grandmother used to tell me growing up, we believe in like we call them Iwas. So like Izili, Tonto, Philomenes. I think in Africa they call them Philomena.
Okay.
What else? Izili Freda. These are like deities that we acknowledge.
Okay.
Pray to, give offerings to. And she would tell me that they were extraterrestrial.
Okay.
Brought down from heaven, like God came them out of heaven, and
Right.
they lived here on earth with humans.
Right. Okay.
And they helped us basically, like gave us some good luck, or gave us like if we were lacking anything in life.
Yeah, you'll be blessed with
blessings, right? Daughter, she was more like a fighter. So if someone messes with you, do you wrong, whatever, you would pray to her.
Okay.
And she would basically deal with that for you. So I wanted to ask, like, how does it tie in with the extraterrestrials that you're talking about now?
It ties in not necessarily with them, but there are similarities in characteristics. You with me? Because these, go on.
Does Malachi, because I don't think I've read the book. I don't think I've seen any mention of them in that, because I know he took teachings from like Islam, Christianity.
He didn't take teachings. What he did was explain the teachings, because we were trapped in the teachings. So in order for us to take us out of those mentality of believing in this so-called spook God called Yahweh or God or Allah, etc., he showed you that the ones you're actually talking about are beings from other worlds and other planets. You see what I'm saying? And some of them fell to this planet or were kicked out, as you said. Yeah, some were actually lost their position in other worlds and they came here, and then they mixed in with the children on the planet, or humans on the planet. Some were of African descent, some were of European descent, some were of, as we said earlier, the Adamites, who mixed in with the fallen angels. These fallen ones that were the ones that came here, and they had the nature where it allowed the Adamites to do certain things. You with me? But it was mostly negative. So they ended up having a very negative and destructive nature. And then, as I said earlier, also that the mixture of other animals into their DNA made them that way. So they're very carnivorous, you get what I'm saying, unruly, and you can see by their nature in the society that we live in. Do you know what I mean? And what they promote. Do you understand? So yes, in one aspect, you have ancestors who can work on your behalf and protect you. And there are those that can also hurt others depending on what energy you give to them. Does that make sense? So we have, like, for instance, that's why I said earlier about pouring libation or having alcohol or blood sacrifices. If your DNA and your genetics go back to these extraterrestrials or these beings who have that kind of nature, then you are linked to them. No, not the Adamites. I'm saying you have ancestors, okay, who have a particular nature. And those particular nature, you can link into their forces and they can help you or guide you. Does that make sense? If you're of their DNA. It's like me saying I'm Yoruba and I'm going to Shango and I'm pouring libation to Shango or doing blood sacrifice to Shango. It won't work because I'm not linked by DNA to Shango.
Okay, I understand.
Do you understand? You have a DNA and a DNA pattern that's linked to your ancestors, and whatever particular beings helped your relatives or family, is why they will help you or assist you, or even if it's your tribe, they will assist your tribe to flourish, to be prosperous, etc. You understand? But if you start to then start asking Allah or God or wherever, or Jehovah for assistance, these are spirit forces that will help you, but in turn, they can gain something from you. And that gaining is your soul.
Okay.
Because that's what essentially is what they want. So they can manipulate you and use you. And you think that your mind has been shaped in a way to accept their help because you will be made to believe in Allah and God and Jesus, etc. So anytime a miracle happens in our life or we have a vision, we say, oh, Jesus came to me. I didn't see him, but I saw his light, or I felt his energy, and I think it was Jesus, or I feel it was Jesus, and he's always helped me through my life. But then, do you know angels, negative ones come as light? It tells you in the book of Ephesians, you know what I'm saying? So some of these extraterrestrials or beings can actually come and manipulate your mind and trick you into actually giving your energy to them. And they will help you, but in return, you watch these movies, right? Exactly. Yeah, you're committed to them now. You've unconsciously, you've made a pact, and they show you movies. You know what I mean? Like if you get a Ouija board and you do certain things, and all these different movies that show you that extraterrestrial beings.
But that's for the dead though. When you deal with like Ouija boards.
But nobody's dead. It's just energy in different states of existence. No one's actually dead because physically, your body goes back to the soil.
Yeah.
But you're not the vehicle. You're the driver. And the driver is the soul and the spirit. You understand? So it's that portion of you that is energy that moves on from one state to the next state to the next state. Does that make sense? Yeah. And that's energy is what can get trapped, or it can be utilized and manipulated.
Okay. So I have a question.
Sure.
And I hope I don't get in trouble for this. But when it comes to like slavery, yeah.
Yeah.
And from before slavery started, our ancestors, they honored, the ones that came before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I guess they would help them, protect them and whatnot. So when the Europeans came and tricked, different tribes into taking their people and putting them on ships and taking them to a whole different country and lynching them, beating them. Why didn't our ancestors help them, or whoever we worship or pray to help them? Why us as Black people had to suffer for over 400 years and still suffering, and we still honor our ancestors through libation?
What now you mean, or back then?
Yeah, now and back then. Like why did it take so long?
Why did it take so long? Yeah, I understand. Do you remember I mentioned to you about cycles? And that within certain cycles, Panatharu, or our ancestors, they don't interfere in those because there's a bigger picture, there's a grander picture. On this realm or in this cycle, we have a 24,000 year cycle, which is a complete cycle, and it's split up into 4. So you have a 6,000 year cycle, which is called a sun cycle. We have a 6,000 year cycle, which is called a moon cycle. And that happens each quarter. Yeah, so 2 moon cycles, 2 sun cycles. The last cycle we were in for the last 6,000 years was the moon cycle. And when the moon cycle enters, the mental state and the energy and the connection we have our ancestors gets weaker. So even when you look in the dynasties of ancient Egypt, you can see that different names started to appear, like Jacob Har and all these different Hyksos names. There was a change in power. And that change in power was now in favor of six ether ghost cycle or ghost worship. So the powers of our ancestors was not potent enough, do you get what I'm saying, to reverse that polarity. So the cycle had to work its way out. Now we are in the sun cycle from the year 1970. So now a being who's connected to us, who knows about the cycles, and that now we're going to start getting into power because now we're in a sun cycle, will incarnate with the powers of the universe and the forces of the universe to wake us up from our mummy state, from our dormant state, because we have now forgotten our powers and who we are. You understand? And through the cycle, the 6,000 year cycle, it was enforced through many different ways. You understand? Many different religions, many different cycles, many different strategies was used to keep us mentally asleep. Does that make sense? Now, natural nature cycle is coming in. So the beings or children of natural nature are waking up. It's a cycle. And our ancestors don't infringe on the cycles because that will disrupt the very fiber of nature and the universe. If you touch one thing in the universe, it will affect somewhere else. They know this science, so they won't just intercept. They will wait until the cycle starts and then they'll send someone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, my brother.
I'd like to add to what you were saying.
Yeah, we're actually out of time, but go on.
Yeah. Like you say, the cycles.
Yeah.
The cycle could be like the higher ancestors.
That's right.
Coming in.
Exactly.
And creating that change.
Exactly. Exactly. The higher ancestors are coming, but we have to make the way for them. You understand? By learning to tune back into our natural nature. And then while that energy is here. Exactly. And reconnecting. Does that make sense? Right. We've come back. I didn't see any questions on Zoom, but I know there's quite a few questions and I've tried to get to them as much as I could. All I can say is appreciate your time. Thank you for the questions in the chat. We will also reconvene next week, Saturday, where you can ask more of those questions. So please write them down, keep them noted so that you can ask your questions next week. Okay, appreciate your time. We've run out of time again. It goes so fast when it gets like, something quite controversial or very topical, and people want to know. So we have to make it clear. That's why I stuck on or stood on one subject, but it has to be clear for everybody, so everybody's on the same page when it comes to, thing. But many people are putting things on here to help others, which I can see. And Tawakum for those who've assisted and answered questions in the chat, really appreciated. Shout to everyone. Appreciate your time. Tune in next week. Tell everybody to join and what do